This is true crime territory. TCT.
In the quiet neighborhoods of southeast Queens, a predator walked freely. For years, he blended into the community, hiding behind an ordinary life. From 1995 to 1997, 5 women endured violent attacks inside the place they thought was safest, their homes. For nearly 3 decades, the case went cold. The leads dried up, the technology stalled, time passed. But justice didn't. Today we uncover how new forensic science, old-school detective work, and pure persistence brought down the man authorities now identify as Michael Benjamin, a suspect linked to 5 brutal rapes through DNA evidence and a discarded cup. This is true crime territory, and this is the full story. Our story begins in 1995, in the Laurelton and Jamaica sections of Queens, New York. It's a warm summer night. A woman, asleep in her home, awakens to the presence of a stranger. Before she can react, he throws a sheet over her head, ties her up, and rapes her. He escapes with cash and jewelry, leaving behind a traumatized victim and a crime scene filled with unanswered questions. Just when detectives believe it's a one-off attack, another woman calls 911. Then another, and another. Between 1995 and 1997, the attacker strikes in the neighborhoods of Laurelton, Jamaica, St. Albans, and Brookville, all in Queens, New York City. Each assault follows a similar pattern, breaking into homes in the early morning, isolating women, committing rape or sodomy, and fleeing with valuables. The NYPD begins to understand the truth. These are not random attacks. Southeast Queens has a serial predator, but they don't know his name. Not yet. Detectives collect DNA from each victim. The samples match one another, proof that the same man is responsible for the assaults. But there's a problem. This is the late 1990s. DNA databases are extremely limited. The profile doesn't match anyone in the system. The case moves forward, but the suspect remains unidentified. By 1997, the attacks suddenly stop. No arrest, no suspect, just silence. It becomes a cold case. The kind investigators never forget, but rarely solve. Still, detectives never gave up. Nearly 10 years later, in 2005, the Queens District Attorney's Office took an unusual legal step. They secured a John Doe indictment, filing charges solely on the DNA profile, even though the attacker's identity remained unknown. According to the DA, the indictment was based entirely on evidence collected, preserving the case and stopping the statute of limitations from expiring. The law now held a place for the attacker. All that was missing was a name. Fast forward to 2023. The NYPD Cold Case Squad reopens the investigation. This time they have tools the original detectives didn't. Next-generation DNA testing, expanded forensic databases, advanced cold case technology. The old samples are retested, and this time, there's a hit. A man living in Georgia. A man who once lived in Queens during the exact years of the crimes. Michael Benjamin. But investigators need confirmation. Working with authorities in Rockdale County, Georgia, detectives secretly observe Benjamin at the sheriff's office. He drinks from a cup. He throws it away. Investigators retrieve it from the trash. The cup is sent for DNA testing. The Queens District Attorney confirms, DNA from a discarded cup used by the defendant matched the DNA retrieved from the victims at the time of the crimes. After nearly 30 years, the truth emerges. On September 22nd, Benjamin is arrested by Georgia law enforcement. On October 15th, he is extradited to New York. Upon arrival, he is arraigned on a 17-count indictment, including 5 counts of rape in the first degree, sodomy in the first degree, 4 counts of sexual abuse in the first degree, 3 counts of burglary in the first degree, 2 counts of burglary in the second degree, 2 counts of robbery in the first degree. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz states, "After several decades, this defendant will finally face charges of violently raping at least 5 women between 1995 and 1997. Although decades have passed, these cold cases were not forgotten. Thanks to the bravery of the victims, vital DNA evidence was gathered, which helped law enforcement identify the person responsible." Benjamin is remanded without bail and ordered to return to court on December 5th. If convicted, he faces up to 25 years in prison. Here are his indictments, case by case, in details. The indictment outlines each attack as follows. July 24th, 1995. Victim number 1. The attacker breaks in through a window, covers her head, ties her up, rapes her, and steals cash and jewelry. August 24th, 1996. Victim number 2. He enters her home at night and places a jacket over her head before raping her. September 16th, 1996. Victim number 3. He forces her inside at gunpoint, threatens to kill her husband and child unless she complies, rapes her, and flees with cash. February 8th, 1997. Victims number 4 and 5. He breaks in with a gun, rapes both women, and escapes with cash and jewelry. The pattern is unmistakable, deliberate, escalating, and targeted. For the surviving victims, this arrest is more than a headline. It is closure they thought might never come. Many of them rebuilt their lives, moved away, started families. But none ever forgot the night their world was shattered. Investigators and prosecutors publicly credit their courage. Their willingness to come forward in the 1990s allowed DNA evidence to be preserved, evidence that would one day help solve the case. The case is assigned to Supreme Court Justice Gia Morris, who ordered Benjamin held without bail. Prosecution is led by Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Camillo of the Special Victims Bureau, with oversight from Bureau Chief Eric Rosenbaum, Deputy Bureau Chief Brian Hughes, and Executive Assistant District Attorney Joyce Smith. These are among the most experienced prosecutors in New York for violent and sensitive crimes. As of now, Michael Benjamin maintains his innocence and awaits trial in New York. In the eyes of the law, a suspect remains a suspect until he is convicted by a competent court of law. If convicted, Benjamin faces up to 25 years for the top charges. This case is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: DNA never forgets. Cold cases are never truly closed, and justice, even 30 years late, can still arrive. What do you think about this case? Is justice still meaningful after nearly 3 decades? Or did the system take too long? Share your thoughts in the comments. This is True Crime Territory, where every detail matters, and every case tells a deeper truth. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Legal disclaimer. The persons referred to in this documentary are considered innocent unless and until they are convicted by a competent court of law. All events, descriptions, and characterizations are based on publicly accessible records, verified reports, and factual documentation. This channel does not intend to defame, misrepresent, or cause harm to any individual or institution. Viewer discretion is advised.